Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the ADUB channel. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Leave a like on this video if you guys enjoy it. We are back with another tournament video, and today we're actually going to be chasing some old LMBs, some largemouth bass. I've been doing a lot of spotted bass fishing. Like you guys have seen, we won that tournament about 2 weeks ago, and today we're going out for a little Tuesday night tournament, and we're going to see if we can catch some big old largemouth bass. I'm going out with my buddy Jason. We actually filmed some videos a while back, and he's been at school, but he's back home now, and we're going out to one of our lakes. We used to fish a ton together, and we're gonna see if we can get on some fish. But before we do that, I do wanna go ahead and show you guys a couple things in the boat and a couple things that I have to do to prep for this tournament that I think are gonna be very, very valuable to you. So let's go ahead, uncover the boat, and let's look at some of this stuff. Okay. Goodness gracious. All right, so real quick, just wanted to show you guys a couple of the lures that I'm planning on throwing and what I've really been throwing at a lot of these lakes in the summertime. So we're gonna start off with a wobblehead. This right here is a wobblehead. It's just a little football jig head with a wide gap hook on it. And I really like throwing my big worms on these, especially in the summertime. You can get different weights for these. I usually like to stick with a 1/2 ounce or a 5/8, something like that. Something a little bit heavier. I'll even go up to 3/4 if I have to. Both those 1/2 ounce and 5/8 work really, really good. And what I usually do is I'll just rig this up with like a Strike King bull worm, or if you have a big curly-tailed worm, something like that. Something big that those fish can eat in the summer. It's something big so that way they can just go up and eat that big meal all at once. That's really what they're looking for in the summertime. So they eat it really, really good. And then another one of my key baits is just gonna be a classic football jig. This is a big fish bait right here. You can get them in a bunch of different colors and stuff. You can use different trailers and everything. One of my favorite trailers for these is gonna be the Strike King Rage Crawl. Just displaces a lot of water, works really good. And usually as far as sizing goes, I'll use a 3/4 ounce on these. And depending on the water clarity, I'll throw a black and blue or a green pumpkin. I just keep it really simple. And this usually catches those bigger fish. And you might get to see that in today's video. And then another classic summertime lure, which we are going to have tied on today, is going to be big old crankbait. This is a Strike King 6XD right here. This is actually one of my favorite colors. Got a little bit of chartreuse, a little bit of blue on the top. It is an awesome color, especially in water that's not super clear, a little bit dingy. They absolutely smoked this thing. And they actually just came out with a new hard knock crankbait too in the deep diver. I think they have them in a 5 and a 6XD. And those things are gonna be awesome too. A little bit different sound. These sound good, but that hard knock is gonna give you a different rattle those fish haven't heard before. It's gonna be really, really cool. And I'm excited to start throwing those soon too, because I know that they eat this one, they're definitely gonna eat that other one. So those are gonna be my top 3 baits that I'm probably gonna be throwing today. I've got some other stuff tied on, of course, but those are gonna be my top 3 I'm mainly gonna be throwing. I am very confident with a big worm. I just really love throwing a big worm. I like throwing a jig, but I'm not like one of those guys who just lives or dies by the jig. I'll definitely throw it some today, but I know that my pal Jason really loves throwing a jig, so it'll work out good. I can throw the worm, he can throw the jig, and we'll see if we can get a big fish. So I'm excited. If you guys do want to check out any of the baits that I just mentioned or any of the baits that we use in today's video, you can check them out below at the link in the description. I have got a 10% off code down there for all the Strike King stuff, and I'll have links to every single bait that we use and everything that I talked about down below, so be sure to go check that out. Also, the rods I'm going to be using in today's video is some Lose rods and reels, and if you guys want to check that out, you can use my code for them as well. I will link it in the description down below. But there is one more thing I want to show you guys before we go. This is a super, super important aspect to tournament fishing especially, but even just normal fishing. It's something you should know, so go ahead and check this out. So this right here is the live well. This is the money maker. I've got one here, and this is where you have to keep those fish, and you have to keep them alive. That is the key thing. So in order to do that, we have to have a couple things. Number 1, fin clips. Now you may be wondering, like, yo, what is a fin clip and what is a fizz needle? Well, fizz needles are a needle that you stick in the fish's air bladder whenever they were caught deep, and you release air, so that way whenever you put them in the live well, they don't swell up and go upside down in your live well. And the fin clips also battle that by balancing out the fish, making them maintain equilibrium. You clip it on their bottom fins and it stabilizes them in the live well. And if you're catching your fish deep, it is super, super important to have either both or one of those 2 options. And another important thing is going to be ice or some way to cool off the water. So this is a little trick of the trade right here. These are actually just bottles full of water, and I freeze them. And what I do is I'll take these, I'll put them in my cooler in my boat. Whenever I catch a fish, I'll drop these down in the live wells, and this will actually disperse the cold ice temperature to the rest of the water in the live well, because water in the summer can get up to 91, 92, 93 degrees in the summertime. And if you're catching those fish deeper, it can be 10 to 15 degrees cooler down there. So you put these in there, and it cools off that water, and those fish aren't getting a shock moving into that warmer water. And also, if you have colder water, the oxygen can actually be in the cold water better. It's some scientific thing. So yeah, keep your water cold. This is just one way I do it. And then also, you can use just your typical ice. This is a 10-pound bag right here. I would actually put this whole bag into my live well if I was fishing a tournament when it was really, really hot, especially down south where I'm at. I'm down south in North Carolina, and it is hot on our lakes. So I'll put that full 10 pounds of ice in my live well. But if you do want to use normal ice like this, you do have to have something else for the live well. I'll show you that now. So this stuff is good to have even if you don't have ice in your live well. Like, it still helps the fish, but it's super important if you do have ice because it can actually eliminate the chlorine that is in the ice. And this is just some sort of live well treatment. This is just one I had laying around. I've used G-Juice before and it works really, really well. I just ran out of it, and this is some stuff that I had just laying around just so I could show you guys. This is actually like more of like a powder. The G-Juice is a liquid, and if you guys do want to check out G-Juice, it's actually created with Gerald Swindle, who is a pro. I've got a discount down below on thmarine.com. You guys can check that out. Super, super good stuff. This stuff works good too. And you just put like a cap full of this in your live well, and it calms those fish down, eliminates the chlorine. I mean, there's a whole list of stuff on here that it does. Eliminates chlorine, prevents bacteria, acts as a healing balm, has a calming effect on fish. Like, it's just, this is good stuff. You got to have it in your live wells to keep those fish alive and healthy, so that way you can release them back at the end of the day, and so you don't get a dead fish penalty. Okay, last thing I promise before we hop into the fishing, but this is a super important one too, and this is something that some people have heard of and a lot of people haven't, but Mountain Dew. And no, this is not for me to drink. This is for the fish. If the fish are bleeding, you actually pour this on the wound and it will stop the bleeding. It works because it has some sort of citric acid in here, and you can use other stuff too, but Mountain Dew is the one that's used by most people. So I always keep one in the back of the boat back here with my life jackets. Also wear those while you're out on the boat. That way you don't die. And yeah, that Mountain Dew can be really, really good. All right, and like I said, that is the last thing before we hop into the fishing content. We're gonna go ahead and hop into that, but I just wanted to go ahead and share that with you guys because I know that a lot of you are tournament fishermen, especially the people who are watching these tournament videos. And if you didn't know any of that stuff, I promise it works. A lot of you may be like, man, why would I listen to you? Because in a video like 3 or 4 videos ago, you had 2 fish die. Yes, I did have 2 fish die, but that is the only time in my tournament career I've had 2 fish die. I am very, very good about keeping my fish healthy most of the time. And the last time, I think I just didn't have the water cold enough. I'm really not used to catching fish in 40, 50, 60 foot. And I think the water's much cooler down there. And I should have had more ice in my live well. But whenever we have the next tournament out there, I'm gonna be prepared. We're not gonna have any die. You can mark my words. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna keep them alive. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the fishing. Hope you guys enjoy this one. This is gonna be a good one. I'm ready to get out there with my boy Jason. Let's get it. Oh, there it is. Wait.
Crankbait?
Yeah. Got him. That's a big. Oh yeah, that's a giant. Stay on there, girl. Stay on there, girl. Oh my gosh, Jason. That's an 8-pounder, dude. That's an 8. Just let me know where you want me. Dude, that's giant. Just don't let her bring you down into those rocks again. Here she comes. Oh! gosh, dude! Oh my gosh! That is a giant! Oh my gosh! That's a giant! That's a giant! That's an 8-pounder! Oh my gosh. Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and start pumping some water. Good job, buddy. Oh my gosh. First ever fish I've ever seen on this spot. Way to break it in. That might be over 8 pounds, Jason. That might be over 8.
Dude,
I think that might be 9. I don't know, dude. Look how fat he is.
Can you take a photo like this?
Yeah.
Dude, if that's not over 7.
I don't care. Because that's an absolute giant.
She won't die?
Huh?
She won't die?
She won't die?
Yeah.
No.
Alright, good.
I'm gonna put some ice in there and stuff for her.
Go, baby.
Go ahead, you can pull back up on it.
Alright.
I'm gonna cool this water off a little bit. And yeah.
That might put it in first place.
That's cool.
Where'd you throw my phone?
I put it back in that box. Dude, they just came up schooling right there. Yeah, I just saw one just jump. Oh yeah, I didn't realize where yours was. My bad. Big old fat drops too.
Come on, let's catch a rain bass.
Yep.
Passing this thing like 20 yards.
Oh, nice. That's what we like to see.
Ooh, that's old.
Yeah. When they're here, you can catch them down this whole bank, but it's just like they just got to be here. Like when they're here good, and then like usually you can pull up and at least get bit a couple times. Like that. Big one, get the net. Or it's a keeper, I think. Actually, it might not be. Dude, that thing absolutely freaking nailed it, and like it took the rod out of my hand. Did you see that?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I thought that was like, that's not 14.
There's no way. No, I don't think so. I'll check it just because you're guessing, but
No shot.
there's no way it's 14. Got to catch one. You can do the trolling motor if you want.
Alright, I'll do it.
Just because you know this spot better than I do. Okay. Got him. Good one. I don't think it's a giant, but I think it's a keep. It's definitely a keeper.
It's not a giant.
Oh my gosh! Yes! Yes! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
That's a good one, dude.
He ain't a freaking giant, but yeah, that's a good fish. Look, hook fell out of his mouth. Oh, let's go.
Dude.
That's a decent fish. That's almost a 3, I think.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's 3 all day.
Yes. Yes. Dude, he bit it so soft.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, okay, I think that's a fish, but I'm not going to say anything yet. And then I just felt a little bit of weight, and I was like, see? He didn't move. I was like, yep.
One more that size, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to reach out.
I've never seen him hitting like community. Yeah.
I'm going to start off with the big worm, and then I'm going to throw the Carolina rig a couple times too, because they'll bite that here. I feel like this color is better for right now, though.
Yeah, when you start throwing the camera, I'll really switch off.
Literally just cast towards that tree up there. All right, it's 8:50. Let's get it. Because who knows?
You want me to put this on, like with all
Yeah, just put it with yours. I don't care. Just put it wherever. Let's do it. All right, Jason, pull them on out. Our 2 fish. There's the one that I had. Throw her in there. And there's the beauty right there. Oh my gosh, dude, what a tank. All right, let's go weigh these things in. See how much we got. All right, there's our fish right there. What was our total, did you hear?
10 like 3.
10-3, and we had a 7-3 big, but we got beaten big fish. But it is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and put them back. They're nice and healthy, and they're ready to go back. I can tell you that much right now. There's big girl, and then there's little guy. There they go. All right, well, that's a wrap. We had, I think it was 10-3 total for our 2 fish. This was a 3 fish limit tournament. We had a big fish that was 7-3. Big fish that won the tournament was 738, so we missed it by 0.08 of a pound. That's nothing new. You've seen that before on the channel. We lose big fish sometimes by like less than an ounce, but hey, it's what it is. We still had a good day. All we needed was that one more keeper. We just couldn't get that 3rd fish. I did catch that other fish, but it just wasn't big enough. It was like a 12-inch fish. We needed a 14, but hey, that's how it goes. It's tournament fishing, and it's called fishing for a reason, because if not, it would be called catching. Really appreciate you guys tuning into today's video, and also shout out to my boy Jason for coming out here with me. He's the one who caught that big fish, and without that big fish, we wouldn't have even had a bag. So shout out to my boy Jason. Also, shout out to the supporter that I met at the ramp. If you guys do see me whenever I'm out fishing or out in public or whatever, come up and say hey. I love meeting all of you guys, because you are the ones who got me to where I am. So I really appreciate that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I already said, we will catch you guys in the next episode. And if you guys enjoyed this one, be sure to like and subscribe down below. I'm out.